Hey guys, this is Live It, Love It, Be It with Ayana Abakah. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. I am very excited about today's episode because this is episode 6. I've officially made it 6 episodes and the official first season of Live It, Love It, Be It. I know you're like, but it's only 6 episodes. Yeah, when I started the 2 days after my birthday, November. So it rolls into December. And I decided to end the first season um, right before Christmas and the holidays so we can just do all the things and celebrate and prepare for the new year. Um, it's been a beautiful 6 weeks and a beautiful journey of me talking, people listening, the amazing feedback, um, God really showing me his love in so many ways. Um, yeah, it's been good. It's been good. And also doing all of the things, doing it anyway, and doing it scared because this is not easy. Like I said before, I came from a podcast with 4 beautiful women, well, including myself. So 3 beautiful women, 4 of us total. And so to go from that to where when you have people to bounce off of and you're kind of everybody's expressing their own opinions and ideas and you can go back and forth with certain things to it just being you and you talking about the different life lessons and whatnot and exposing yourself ultimately just you it's been great, refreshing, and I feel necessary for me, especially at this stage in my life. So today we are going to talk about the lessons that I've learned this year, 2023, what I'm taking into next year, what I'm not taking into next year, and just encouraging you to do the same. Like do a evaluation of what do you want to do going into the new year or whatever. First, I'll start off by saying my new year actually started in November, probably like October. I've talked about this before, but October, November. Um, Around September is my husband's birthday. October is our anniversary. November is my birthday. And around that time, I always have the feeling of, I instead of in December you do the evaluation of how the year went. It starts a little bit earlier for me. I go into the new season, the fall season of like, okay, Lord, how do you want me to end this year, and how do you want me to start the new year? I don't like starting in January, so a lot of times if I want to make certain changes or I want to start a new habit or whatever, uh, I always end up starting it October, November. Never December. I'm always already into it in December. So my new year has basically already started. So what have I learned this year? I actually wrote a list of the different things. I One of the things that I did like to kind of prepare for the podcast in a way was I looked at my pictures for the year. I looked at my pictures and I looked at my archived stories on Instagram. And I saw like I had a pretty good year. I would say that I had a pretty good year, very much different than 2022. 2022 was, it was an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. Very emotional, very trying, very faith building, very God, what is going on? And going into 2023, I feel like, let me pull this up. It was actually Sylvester sent me, my husband, he sent me a video on Instagram from um, her name is Cara Lawson. She is, she's a coach, but she said something in the video. She was talking to her players, basketball coach. She was talking to the players, and she said, "Handle hard better." And that really, she was talking about how life does not get easier. We think life gets easier, but in truth and in fact, we're actually handling hard better. And that really struck with me because I feel like 2023 was easier for me because I learned how to handle hard better. 2022 was hard, and the lessons that I learned from 2022, I was able to apply it in 2023. So if anything like a curveball tried to come in, I was able to handle it better because God really showed me how to handle it better and how to navigate it better and how to use my words to pray, to speak, to um, utilize the tools that I have instead of getting into panic and fear. So handle hard better. Handle hard better. Um, yeah. So there was many transitions and changes in 2023, especially with my family. Going into 2023, my husband, was an entrepreneur, and he went back into the workforce in a way, still in his field. He does graphic design. And so with that, I was so used to him being home every single day as a freelance designer. But with him going back into the office, he wasn't home as much. And that was an interesting transition for me because we were, navigating two kids together. So it went from navigating two kids together to me basically being a stay-at-home mom until it really clicked that you're a stay-at-home mom. Um, so yeah, that was a very much a transition, and then later in the year he got a promotion on his job, so there was more responsibility with that, and that took another, I guess, turn for us. One, it made us super close, like closer, where, sometimes you would think that with those type of transitions, you hear stories of different relationships where, if let's say if the husband is out of the home more and has more responsibilities, it separates the team. But for us, it actually made us closer, and that's where handling hard better comes from, because I had a different a different outlook concerning this transition. I was like, okay, Lord, this is the season that we're in. So with that, I can either be upset about it or I can embrace it for what it is. You're teaching us both something in this, and I appreciated it so much, and it made us so much closer. Like, we already thick as thieves, but so like 13 years feels so good. It feels amazing, and it gets better and better every year. So yeah, so that was one major transition that I was like, at first when you're kind of hit with it, you're like, what? But man, God, the outlook on life is so much different. So I took a trip this year. I went to Vegas with some friends, able to enjoy life, and kind of, God knew what he was doing because that trip was in March. We went to go see Usher. It was amazing. And then my mom responsibilities became even more after that because we decided to homeschool, and navigating that was completely like, oh my gosh. So on top of transitioning to being a full-time stay-at-home mom just by myself, I then became a homeschool mom later on in the year. So that has its own challenges, but even in that, God has shown me so much. He's shown me, like, when I get frustrated with certain things, he's like, look into this. Maybe you want to restructure your schedule. Just so many different things. Like, I'm amazed even now that I literally restructured my businesses. I have a podcast now. I am very involved in my church. And then I am a stay-at-home mom, homeschool mom. How I'm doing all of the things, I have no idea. It is only God, and I'm not skipping a beat. And then I'm currently on 75 hard. Something I said I never do because I was like, it would take up too much of my time. But I'm literally doing it right now. And I'm like, okay, Lord, this is only you. This is only you showing me that everything is possible through you. And you just showing me what is of the most importance, which ultimately is him. Let's see. It's okay to learn. Stop resisting. That was one thing I put on there. It's okay to learn something new. Stop resisting. And that in particular was when I graduated from high school, I ultimately wanted to go to school for graphic design. Well, I thought I wanted to go to school for graphic design. It was the textbook great thing to do to get a degree. Because when I talked about going to cosmetology school, it was like, you need something to fall back on. It was not my parents, it was other people. Yeah, it was my parents have always been supportive of everything I did. So it was other people like trying to say whatever. Ultimately, I did not listen to those people, and I did go to cosmetology school. But the art background that I had, it in a way, it took a turn slash my creative juices went somewhere else. So with that, I just had no interest in learning graphic design or anything like that. Um, Early on in my career, I had a friend who did things. I paid him to do it. Then Sylvester, later on in life, decides that he's going to pick up graphic design. So he's done like all the stuff for me. But with his schedule getting busier, I sat down and I got me a little Canva. This is not sponsored, but Canva, if you're listening, hey girl, I got me a little Canva subscription, and I learned how to design some things for myself. So out of resisting for years, I don't want to learn graphic design. I don't care. I'm just pay somebody else to do it. That's not my thing. And I be whipping things up on Canva all day, every day now. So, stop resisting. Learn something new. Woo, yeah. One of the biggest things, oh, man, not a lot of people know about this. I talked about it on social media, and I feel like we may have mentioned it on our YouTube channel. I can't remember. But one thing that it was shocking this year was early in the morning, it was raining really hard, and our house got struck by lightning. Well, a rock in our backyard was struck by lightning, and the current of the energy made a line straight through the grass, bounced off the concrete, hit a metal, the metal panel that's on the threshold of your door from the outside, hit that, boom, sparked, big, sounded like a huge explosion. The door cracked. It was a lot. It was so dramatic. Then the rock, lightning, I guess the current hit the floor on the inside of the kitchen, because by the back door, and then it exploded. So the concrete underneath the floor exploded up, and shards went different places and ultimately hit a wall close to our living room area. I know it sounds like a lot. The fire alarm went off. It said, fire, fire. We called 911. The fire department came out, all of that. And it was very shocking, to say the least. It was like, what is going on? But ultimately, all was well. There was not a fire. They did make sure to look through the walls to make sure it wasn't any heat trapped in the walls from the uh, the the lightning and all of that. Everything got fixed and all was taken care of. But that could have easily scared us, knocked us off our rocker because we had so much going on. And then after that, like it's like we just got busier and everything. Like it could have really, something like that, and you got your kids and all of that, it could have really thrown you off and made you think all of these crazy things. But God, with that, I was just so thankful that we were safe and everything was able to be replaced. And nothing, ultimately, the only thing that was messed up was little pieces from the house that was easily fixed. But God. Uh, and that is one of the things that happened this year that handle hard better. Like handle hard better. Because yeah, I couldn't see, like, little things back to back to back, and you're like, that could easily just make your mind be like, what in the world? But we literally, I remember it was raining. We got the girls in the car, we're rushing out the house, all of that. And we allowed the fire department. Of course, they went in, and afterwards it was like, okay, clean up. The girls are fine. We're fine. All right, let's, call the people to fix things. And it was so sweatless. Instead of panicking, we just trusted God and everything was sweatless. The process was sweatless. 2 weeks later, literally, you wouldn't have known that anything had happened to our house. So handle hard better. Handle hard better, because things are always going to come. Things are going to come. Things are going to happen. It's life. I think we as, especially if you're a Christian, we think that, we live in this bubble and nothing's going to happen to me, and it's like, and then if something happens, you're like, oh my God, no. Child, that's not how stuff's going to happen. You just got to trust God and keep it moving. So, yeah. it's been a great year. Like, I can't complain. I can't complain. I I have nothing to complain about. Things have happened, but I have nothing to complain about. Nothing to go into this new year where I'm fearful and crying, and I have just chosen to just trust God. Like, I'm like, Lord, you got this. I trust you. Things gonna happen. I just trust you. I learned so much from the year before that this year I was like, all right, God, let's do this. And next year I'm like, all right, God, let's do this. Like, that's where I'm at. So, oh boy. So the last thing that I'll touch, especially that has been serious for me and honestly a serious eye opener, has been my health. Nothing serious. I just I'm getting older, and as you get older, the jokes of you move different, and your bones start creaking, and you're getting up off the floor, and it's like, ooh, this knee, this hip, this back, different things. And for me, I feel like I got to a place of being fed up. Literally, I'll just say fed up of being fat, you know. For me, for my size, for my height, all of those things, I'm like, yeah, girl, you need to get it together. So the lesson that I really learned this year is to value my health, um, and stop taking it for granted. Because, yeah, just stop taking it for granted. So for me, going into next year, I've already made the decision, um, to really make some serious changes concerning my health, things that I eat, my physical activity, the weight that I want to lose, um, and stop playing. when I was looking back at my memories, I had so many starts and stops. I was doing really good concerning, working out consistently and not eating crazy things and losing weight. And then something would happen. And I realized that I'm an emotional eater. So it's like you can handle things in one area, but you're not realizing that if something in a way, I guess, stresses you out or whatever, you eat. You take it out on food, so yeah, I was just like, I can't do this to myself anymore. I can't do this to myself. And you don't even realize it, because you'll be like, oh man, I had a hard day, or oh, that was a long day. I don't feel like cooking, so let me go to Chick-fil-A. you know Chick-fil-A, listen, if you're I don't know if some people have the Chick-fil-A app or a Chick-fil-A One member or whatever it is called, like where you accrue the points and all of that. Listen, my Chick-fil-A app with the member status that we're on, embarrassing. How many times we've been to Chick-fil-A this year? Embarrassing. And the thing is, it's not like, oh, we can't go, but it's the food choices. And you not realizing that, oh, I ate this sandwich, or I'm gonna do this combo, and that combo in calories is technically your full day of calories. And yeah, you ate good the first half of the day, but then you didn't, and those things add up. And the pounds start packing in different areas, and your clothes start fitting different, and you start, ultimately for me, is moving different. I have two small children, two small and very active children. Like, where it's not, I don't have high schoolers where, I ain't got to run after them. And I have two small kids, and I want to be active and physically fit to keep up with them and to do all the things with them and to have fun with them and not be tired and worn out. So, life lesson, don't take your health for granted. And what I'm going into the next year is like, all right, what changes are we making? And what changes have we already made? Like I said, I'm on 75 hard, and it's been going really good. I think, what is this, day 22 as I'm recording. And um, we chose that program just to kind of jumpstart, I guess, a sense of discipline. And it's definitely been some discipline. So I have some goals for next year that I want to hit. I want to be a totally different person. I want, as I'm continuing to record this podcast, y'all look at me and y'all like, wait, you look different, in a good way, of course. Because I'm tired of being tired. That's just the truth and the fact. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with realizing that truth and being honest with myself and not denying or, overlooking or, making excuses. I'm not making no excuses. So, yeah, that's the last life lesson. So, as I go into 2024, I am just like, I'm excited. I'm not going to write my own uh there's things that God has placed on my heart already, but I'm not going to sit there and write out my own um what do you call it? Resolutions or anything like that. I'm not doing that. I don't really get into that anyway. Um I'm going to allow God to really show me where to go, how to move, how to do things. Just really listening to him and hearing from him, as I've been doing, as I close out 2023. Like, okay, what next, Lord? Show me, really direct me and uh, guide my path. Excuse me. Um, yeah, I'm proud of the woman that I've become this year, and the woman that I am becoming. It feels good to grow, to elevate, to like literally be me, live it, love it, be it for real. Um, yeah, I'm just excited. I know, I've been seeing the memes and social media, and people are not really excited about 2024. And I'm like, I am excited. I'm hopeful and I'm thankful. I have another year of life. And I'm just thankful to God. I refuse to look at it in a negative way. I refuse to set up my year for anything but success. Like I feel like, okay, things may happen, things may have happened, but you speak life. You speak life into your year. You speak life into the year that's to come. You speak those things that you want to see. You want to see a new job, you speak that thing into existence. You talk to God and ask him to show you how and where and who to where to put submit your resume into. You want new friends, you want to establish new relationships. Ask him to show you how to be a friend and how to navigate life with other people. Like, ultimately trust God in all of this. You want more money? Lord, I want more money, Like, what side hustle or whatever can I do? Like, what business have I been sleeping on? You want um just anything. You want to learn something new? You want to do something new? You want to travel? Speak over your life. Don't sit there with your mouth on mute. Don't sit there and be quiet. Don't sit there and take the blows. Don't sit there and just be like, whatever. Trust God. Open up your mouth and speak what you want to see concerning your life. And ask him to just really lead, guide, and direct you in all things. Trust him. Free fall. Listen, say yes to God. Say yes to God, even in the hard things. Even in the hard things. Because he'll show you how to handle hard better. So, I'm just, I have just chosen to look at life different, to appreciate everything, to smell the flowers, to love, to have grace, to trust God. I I've chosen to grow up, Ultimately, I've chosen to grow up, and I'm enjoying growing up more and more every year. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode of season 1. I have really appreciated and enjoyed this journey of just speaking, using my voice, and trusting God in the process. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all of the feedback. Thank you again for the encouraging words. Thank you for sharing the podcast with your friends. Thank you for sharing the podcast online. Thank you for watching the podcast on YouTube. Thank you for just thank you. Thank you so much. I just greatly appreciate it. Yeah. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can email me at hello@ayanaabakah.com. You can follow me on social media at I am Ayana Abakah on Instagram, as well as the podcast page, LLB Every Day. You can check out my website, ayanaabakah.com. Check out shortrelaxedandhappy.com. I have so much more to come next year. I'm excited to, possibly have some guests on the podcast. That would be great. That would be really dope. Not sure who yet, but get some more conversations going and just growing together. Thank you guys again. I love y'all, and I will see you very soon. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Enjoy the holidays and do all the things. Make all the memories. Love y'all. Bye.